I'm actually going to come a little bit to this side.
I think that the Spirit of Suwannee Music Festival is important because it mixes genres. It's not such a genre-driven festival. In other words, it doesn't see music as a marketing thing. You know, they're trying to build community through music as opposed to sell music. And it's also the water cooler for all of us. I mean, the truth of the matter is it's a place where rockers and bluegrass people and old-time musicians can all mingle, and we get to see each other. You get to see people that play instruments that you're not familiar with. And so I guess for the last 13 years, I've been playing here twice a year for like 13 years. It has really changed my perception of my music. It's brought other ideas into my music, and even though I came to the table as a, you know, kind of a cross-breed experimental type musician, it's given me an opportunity here to really play what I want to play. I don't have to be what the festival needs for me to be. And I think that when you do that, what you do is you carve out an audience that expects to be surprised. They don't come with expectations in their ear looking for a certain thing. And that's the problem with a lot of live production, is that it sets people up to expect a certain thing, and then if you don't deliver, then you haven't done a good job. Here, you're never disappointed because there's so much for you. And you will come to hear bands here you've never heard of because you know of the reputation of the festival. And as a result, these festivals have underpinned our entire career since the late 90s. And it's just an incredible phenomenon. And I think it's important that it continues for really the survival of live music. Just like I imagine that the campfire is kind of like the original internet. It's like the first time that humans sat around and they got to eat food together, look at each other in the eye, talk. And the fire also gave them an opportunity to not have to worry about getting eaten by animals. And as weird as that sounds, I think music came about and was developed at that particular time. And I think music has been a part of human nature and human history since the beginning. In fact, there's evidence to suggest that we made sounds long before we learned to talk. And that music kind of gets our brain back to a more civilized way. And I continue to tout the fact that I think music is one of the great civilized substances left on the planet. And it needs to be abused. It needs to be taken in, digested. And it helps people want to live another day. It helps pull the gun out of their mouth. It helps them see life from a different angle. And then all of a sudden they can hear a song they liked 20 years ago and they're transformed right back into that moment. Nothing can do that like a song. Nothing can do that like music. So I'm not just an entertainer. I really believe music has a power. And I feel an incredible responsibility, you know, to continue to play it, to continue to write it, and to continue to propagate it, you know, really for the sake of our species. And then if our species survives, you know, everybody else will survive. We're the ones that haven't proven ourselves to be viable yet. And I think music can help us get there a lot quicker. Why the banjo? I grew up in a bluegrass family in Tennessee, and my grandmother played bluegrass. So I had heard it, and then one day a friend brought a banjo to my house, and he couldn't learn to play it. And he just said, for some reason, I think you'll like this. And he just put it in my lap. And it was just the weirdest thing. And I'd always been a frustrated drummer at that point. And banjo is really like, it's like playing drums with your fingers. So you really do, you do like a drummer does drum rolls, a banjo player does banjo rolls. And so I became fascinated with I call it the spinning plates aspect. It's like you get it started and you have to keep the plate spinning on the little stick, you know. And there's something really weird and magical about it. It probably has something to do with the structure, because I need structured activity for me to keep going, you know, keep excited, maybe slightly ADD. But the truth of the matter is that I've never gotten tired of it as an instrument. And it's also, its history draws me in. It's African in origin. It was developed here. It's the happy product of slavery. It's the only real happy product of slavery, truth be known. And so I'm just really proud to be associated with it.